It's Chris Guns from Pro MMA Insider. Let's check out what some people in the boxing world think about the big Manny Pacquiao-Tim Bradley fight coming up this Saturday night. Buddy McGirt, how important is it to not only win, but to look good for Manny on Saturday night?
I mean, to keep up the hype that's been built around him, but I don't think it's going to be that easy as people think it is.
What do you think Manny has left? You think he has the inevitable might be happening?
I mean, I don't think that. I just think that, when you step up the grade of opponents, they step their game up a little bit more than normal. I mean, Marquez always steps up his game for him, and I'm quite sure Timothy Bradley's going to step up his game. They say styles make fights.
Yeah.
So Marquez has the style to give him fits. And I think that Bradley, if he, I know he has the game plan, and he listens to his corner like he normally does. And the later it goes, I think he's got a chance to have a setback, yeah.
And what do you think all the things Manny's involving himself in rather than boxing? Does it seem like he's making it like possible excuses for a subpar performance, maybe?
I don't think that, because I feel that, he's been champ for a long time. He knows what it takes to stay there. And this is not his first rodeo. So, sometimes doing stuff like that, if you do it right, it can keep your mind occupied so you don't always focus on just fight itself all the time. So sometimes you need something to break up the monotony.
Yeah. When Manny's firing on all cylinders, how good is he? What makes him so effective?
I mean, because, he doesn't give guys a chance to get off. They sit there and they wait for him to get done punching, and then when they try to counter, he's gone. Whereas, I think with Bradley it's going to be different, because I don't think Bradley's going to be there to take those punches.
You think Manny's aware of how important this fight is for him in terms of keeping up with Floyd? You think he's feeling pressure?
I don't think he's feeling pressure right now. I don't think that he's really even thinking about Floyd. I think he's professional enough right now to understand that it's his career that's on the line.
And what about Tim's pressures? You think there's any pressure on him going into this fight?
No, not at all. I mean, he's got everything to gain and nothing to lose. And that's the type of guy that can be very, very dangerous.
Yeah. This is the first fight on this level for Tim. How do you think he seems to be taking it?
Well, I haven't really watched out of the 24/7s. I haven't watched any of that, to be honest with you. I just think that, Timothy's a professional, and he's got a great corner, and I just think that he's taking it as, hey, man, this fight here will take care of me and my family for the rest of my life. This is what fighters live for.
Yeah.
This opportunity. He wins it, he can take care of his grandkids.
Yeah. If you were in his corner, how would you instruct him to go out for the first round with Manny?
Just be careful and look for openings. Don't be too anxious. You got 12 rounds. So, you go in the first round and you basically see what Pacquiao's going to bring to the table.
Yeah. Well, you're not in his corner. Joel Diaz is. We know about Freddie Roach, but what do you think about Joel Diaz and Tim's corner?
I think that him and Tim have a great relationship and a good rapport. And when you got a fighter that listens to the trainer, they stick to their plan, you can't beat that, man. That's something money can't buy.
Yeah. I know you expect it.
I respect guys like that.
Yeah, me too. How do you expect this fight to play out? I know you think it's going to be a good fight. What do you think is going to happen in it?
I think, I don't know, to be honest with you. I think it's going to start off kind of boring. Open the garage. I think it's going to start off kind of boring and end up very good.
Yeah. Think if Manny wins, Manny and Floyd will fight next?
I hope.
That's it. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, no.
Appreciate it, buddy.
All right.
DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley. What makes Manny Pacquiao so effective at what he does?
Truthfully, I do not know. They say he's on blood doping. They say he's on steroids. They say a lot of things about Manny, but one thing we know, come Saturday night, we will find out if Timothy Bradley can withstand Manny Pacquiao power.
What kind of chance you think you give Tim?
call him Desert Storm for nothing. He's gonna bring a storm in that ring in the fight that night.
And we'll
don't know how much smoke gonna be in the ring once it clears. Who's gonna be standing?
And what's your gut tell you? What are we gonna see?
My gut feeling says we're gonna see explosives for the first 6 to 7 rounds. Straight just compact fighting, going toe to toe. And around about 7th, 8th round, then it's gonna take a toll. I'm leaning towards Manny in the later rounds, but I'm leaning towards Tim in the early rounds to catch Manny and hurt him. So Tim can get a knockout if it's early in the fight, but in the later rounds, I'm leaning towards Manny Pacquiao for a knockout.
I can't wait. Thanks, Chop Chop.
Appreciate it.
Teron Millette, what makes Manny Pacquiao so effective at what he does?
The fact that he's very unorthodox, brother. He can punch with either hand. In a controlled fashion. That's what I like about him.
And what kind of chance do you think Tim Bradley has?
I really don't see a chance for Tim Bradley. I don't see any real skills in Tim Bradley. When he fought David Alexandra, there was really a challenge for him, but Pacquiao will be.
So what do you think we're gonna see on Saturday night?
I'm thinking that Pacquiao should knock him out.
You think early, late?
I say in the middle to the end, yeah. Maybe late.
All right. Thank you, champ. Appreciate it, man.
No problem, sir.
Bronco McCart, what makes Manny Pacquiao so effective at what he does?
Well, Manny Pacquiao's the kind of guy, number one, he comes in and just extreme tip-top shape every fight. He comes in just with that desire to win, and he has great ability. He's fast, he hits hard, he's a total package. His defense maybe isn't the greatest, but one of the craziest things about Pacquiao, if you watch his tapes, if you watch him sometimes, he'll actually get hit, and literally his head will be snapping back, and he's throwing a punch back while he's getting hit. I mean, the guy punches all the time. You never know what to expect from him.
Yeah. And what chance do you think Tim Bradley has to upset Manny Pacquiao Saturday night?
Everybody has a chance in there because so many things can happen in the ring. But I just think Manny Pacquiao is going to be way too much for Tim Bradley. I think, Bradley is definitely a determined guy. He's a fighter. He's strong. And he's got that bulldog attitude. But I think Manny Pacquiao is just going to be too much. I just think it's just a different level.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to be, a knockout or a decision?
I don't necessarily think Manny Pacquiao will knock Bradley out. But I think they'll kind of wait. But I think they'll come to a point where he'll beat him up pretty good.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Bronco.
All right. Thank you.
Lou Savarese, what do you think makes Manny Pacquiao so effective at what he does?
The guy's just so, he trains really hard, he's so smart in there, and he's really talented. I was a big believer of him, and then when he knocked out Hatton, I saw, he was just, usually a slugger, but when he fought Hatton, he moved so well side to side. The same thing with Clate, too, he just looked so good.
Yeah. What do you think Tim's chances are for an upset?
I don't think so. A lot of people giving him a chance. I don't think he has a chance. I think that Pacquiao, the styles make fights. Pacquiao's lefty and he's quick. It should be tough.
So what do you think, it'll be a decision or a stoppage?
I think that Pacquiao will stop him in the later rounds.
Okay, sounds good, Luke. Thank you.
Right.
Layman Brewster, what makes Manny Pacquiao so effective at what he does?
Let me move into this other room where it ain't so loud. Well, sorry. My prediction on the fight is this. Pacquiao is a seasoned fighter, more seasoned than what's the guy he's about to fight?
Tim Bradley.
Tim Bradley, sorry. Yeah, he's more seasoned than Bradley. But if you look at it, the upside of it, there's no upside for Pacquiao. All this is he beat another good fighter. But Bradley has everything to gain by going out there and letting it all hang out, I think he's probably the purest fighter in boxing today because he's a pure boxer. And everybody that Pacquiao's ever had trouble with was a boxer. Now he's fighting a young champion in Timothy Bradley. So one can argue and say this fight is going to be 50-50. I don't think that there is one favorite over the other who is going to win this fight. I think Pacquiao knows, hey, I'm older, I got money, I'm running for Congress, or he's already a congressman. He has nothing to get up for. I mean, there is nothing else for him to accomplish in this sport other than fighting a Floyd Mayweather, which he's not. He's going to fight somebody who's younger, who is hungrier, who has everything to lose in Timothy Bradley. But he's not threatened by Bradley's power because Bradley's not a big puncher. But Bradley is an excellent boxer, and he's a vegan, as a matter of fact, and he's pure energy. So I think that this fight is going to come down to who has the best strategy and who wants it the most. And I don't think it's going to be necessarily based on condition because you got two top athletes who are going to be out there giving their all because that's what they do every single time they step into the ring. I think this fight is going to be based on who is the smartest and who wants it the most. That's what my opinion is. I have to go with Pacquiao by a slight edge. If I have to say percentage-wise, it would be 51 versus 49% for Pacquiao because he's a champion. And I know what it is to be a champion. You don't want to lose that title. You got this air of confidence. But here's a younger bull. Here's a guy with nothing to lose. So you can easily argue it and say 51% in terms of Bradley, but we don't know what Bradley's going to do against a guy like Pacquiao. Will the hype of fighting a mini Pacquiao, older man, will that play on his mind? Will that be constructive to his campaign to become the next pound-for-pound champion? So, you know, it could very well be argued both ways, but I think at the end of the day, you kind of go with the household guy, which is Manny Pacquiao. But as I say, it's a 1% edge that I'm giving him, and that's not much.
Yeah. Well, breaking news: Tim Bradley's muscle just popped another muscle, so maybe it'll even it up. Maybe it's 50-50 now.
Wow!
I never saw muscles like Tim Bradley got, I swear.
And he's a vegan, man. That's the crazy thing about it. Like, man, that dude must be cousin to the gorilla, because many people you know ain't got don't eat meat and got muscles like that outside of gorillas. That dude is shredded, man.
Yeah, man. I never saw anything like that. His muscles are...
I think that if Pacquiao go in there with the thought of, oh, let me do Jimmy Kimmel, let me go perform after the fight, let me think about being the senator and maybe being president of my country one day, if mentally he allows that to get in his head going into the fight, well then Bradley gonna walk over him, because Bradley, if he goes in there and put him on the chessboard and make him make mistakes, which he does, I think he could definitely capitalize on it.
Sounds like you're expecting a good fight.
I think if anybody outside of Floyd Mayweather has the chance of winning this fight, it's Tim Bradley.